The brand new trailer for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man has just dropped, and I have some thoughts, guys. Look, this looks absolutely incredible. The one thing that stands out is the animation style, guys. It's the one thing that immediately caught my eye. Stylistically, it looks so different, and the fact that they went with the Ditko era of Spider-Man just is absolutely mind-blowing. And what is crazy, I mean, it goes with the classic traditional style of animation, but it's set in a modern setting. And I feel like that alone within itself will set it apart from, it's going up against arguably one of the best animated movies of the last decade. So it has big shoes to fill, but the one thing that I can already tell is that the show is trying to do its own thing. Look, this is set in an alternative timeline where Tony Stark is not Peter's mentor. It's actually Norman Osborn, who is voiced by Coleman Domingo. Look, guys, I'm a massive fan of Coleman Domingo, and the fact that you have somebody with, that presence on the show is already a plus for me personally. But, the one thing that I'm a little bit skeptical about, guys, is the storyline, because it needs to differentiate itself from, all the origin stories that we've had before when it comes to Peter Parker. And the one thing that bothers me is the fact that I hope they are not pushing an agenda when it comes to telling this story. Just keep it to the core essence of what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. That's all every fan just ever wanted. Just make Spider-Man Spider-Man. Don't do something outlandish where people are going to be like, well, this is a little bit over the top, and you might end up losing your audience. So story, guys, I said this before multiple times, story above everything else. It has to be the most integral part when it comes to the show. If the story doesn't work, everything will just fall apart. But with that said, guys, the animation style, I think it's mind blowing. That mixture of the 60s and then you add it in with modern day, it's just a genius idea. Now, I've been skeptical. I was very skeptical when it came to X-Men 97, guys. I was like, why are you doing this? This is not gonna work. And when the show actually dropped, it delivered something incredible. So I am a little skeptical when it comes to the show, but I have faith that they can actually pull this off. I would have loved to have a remake, or a sequel to the original 90s Spider-Man. I still think that is my favorite, guys, regardless. That one, the theme song, everything just worked very well. And when it comes to that show, it had a classic animation style, and that's when they introduced the 3D backgrounds as it was swinging through the city. So I feel like this also has elements to that. I feel like then it can become a great addition to our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So this one is definitely interesting, guys. There's a lot to take away from this trailer. One thing I would love to see is, them paying homage to different eras when it comes to the Rogues Gallery. Now, look, between Batman and Spider-Man, I think both of them have the strongest villains in any, superhero comic book mythology. So that aspect needs to be strong. It needs to work, and I would love to see how they approach that. Look, guys, this is 10 episodes, and 10 episodes is always good for me personally, because then you can flush out the story in a solid way. So I'm really excited about this one, guys. I'd love to see how this one plays out. Please let me know down below what you guys think about this trailer. I think it actually looks really good, but there's only one way to find out. That's when the show drops on the 29th of January. Journey of the Roach.